Let's look at some of these exponential problems. We're matching each expression on the left with an equivalent simplified expression on the right. And some of these answers may be used more than one time. So we'll do 1, 4, 5, and 8. So on number 1, keep in mind that the order that I do the simplifying in might be different than the order you would do it in, or somebody else may do it in, but in the end, we should all end up with the same simplified answer. So I can see here in the denominator, I have a negative exponent of negative 3. To get rid of that negative exponent, this entire expression, 2xy, will move to the numerator and become an exponent of positive 3. The x to the negative third up here will move to the bottom and become a positive 3. Same with the y to the ninth. If it doesn't have a negative exponent, it doesn't need to move. So the z stays, the z squared stays. Now all of these need to be cubed. So 2 cubed is 8. Not 2 times 3, but 2 to the third power. X is cubed, y is cubed. Then on the denominator I have x cubed, y to the ninth, z squared. So if you have the same expression in the numerator and the denominator, those cancel out to 1. So we have an 8, a z on the top, and z squared on the bottom. We'll leave a z to the first power on the denominator. Y cubed on the top and y to the ninth on the bottom. We'll leave a y to the sixth on the bottom. So we have 8 over y to the 6z as our answer. All right, number 4. Here, negative 16 and negative 2. A common mistake there is to try to use the property of negative exponents, but these are not exponents. They're just negative numbers. So negative 16 divided by negative 2 is just positive 8. And then this expression is to the 7th power. X to the 7th, y to the 7th. And then the z to the negative 2, I'm going to bring that down to the denominator. X to the 7th stays here, y stays here. Z to the negative 1 needs to move to the numerator and become a positive 1. Now we need to just simplify here. So 8, x to the 7th and x to the 7th cancel. We have a y to the 6th left in the numerator because we have 7 here and 1 here. And then a z left in the denominator because we have 1 z here and 2 z's here. All right, let's look at number 5. So on number 5, this expression and this expression are being multiplied. So you really don't need the parentheses since there's no exponent outside of the parentheses. So if we're just multiplying all that together, the 4 and the 2 get multiplied to give you 8. If we combine the x's, negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2. And the y to the first becomes y squared. On the denominator, 2x, quantity 2x is cubed, so 2 cubed is 8, x cubed, and then y to the 7th. The 8 divided by 8 is 1, and then we can reduce this. So in the denominator, I have an x. In the denominator, I have y to the 5th. And if everything goes away in the numerator, then you're just left with a 1. And I can tell here that I made a mistake because I don't see that in the answer choices. So let's just go through to double check our work. So we have an 8, this is x squared, y squared, and then in the denominator 8, x cubed, oh, there it is. This is an x to the 7th, not a y to the 7th. So let's just fix this over here. So we have an x in the denominator. Because of those, we also have an x to the 7th here, so this will be x to the 8th. There's 10 here and 2 here, so that means there's 8 left. And then there's a y squared in the numerator, and then the answer is C. All right, let's look at number 8. So here, this entire expression is being squared. 2 squared is 4, x squared squared, 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And in the denominator, we have this entire expression to the negative 2. So I'm going to move that entire expression to the numerator and make it a positive 2. This 4 is going to stay in the denominator. So we can cross out the 4's, and I need to simplify this. The y is going to be in the denominator to the positive 8. Here I have x to the 4th, another x to the 4th, and a y to the 10th. And then simplifying, excuse me, x to the 8th, and this is a y squared, which is answer letter F.